All right, I don't know about y'all. Let's take this down a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but today feels good. Today feels good. Um, it's hard. It's like I want to take all this energy and like paint a picture, but or like just be able to just share it out. It's just so much that I don't even know really where to start. I started the day like a motivational Monday. Not even thinking, like, it wasn't intentional. Like, today is Sunday, we're starting off the week, right? It wasn't even like that. It was just like, I'm like, whatever this is, like, I gotta shake it. It was like I was sick last week, and it was just like, okay, I just like, it sucks when you can't like do your usual 1-2 or whatever. Like, you ready to get moving and you just can't like all the way like you would want to. Like, I still did stuff around the house and worked on a few things, but I don't know, it wasn't it. But now it's like I feel like, okay, I'm coming back. And lately, just thinking about this whole pattern thing, it's like I came across an old journal that I had, and just thinking about, it was certain things that I was saying, and I'm like, I had a friend one time had asked me, how long have you been like this? Like, how you are, how you view life, how you go through life and things like that. And I'm like, I thought about, like, that's a really good question. Like, I'm like, I've always kind of been this way, as far back as I can remember. And I think the earliest year in that journal, I definitely saw 2015. And I did see like one little snippet. It was like 2 lines or something from 2014. So I probably got it. Knowing me, I probably got it in 2014. Had very good intentions of using the journal. And probably started to write something to like, hold myself accountable. And then I probably didn't get back into it until like 2015. I don't remember the exact months. I just remember the year standing out. I'm like, wow, I really have been. Like, when I told him, like, yeah, I've always been like this, I didn't really think much. I'm like, as far back as I can remember. I remember being like 17, 18, talking about kings and queens and all of that stuff. And being like, trying to keep the unity between black men and black women. Just unity overall. But it was then, even then, it was like seeing like this discord between the genders. And it was like, even I knew then that that's not it. So that's always been there, I'm gonna get to my point. I think I'm just sharing the vibe right now, like, but just thinking about how far I've actually come, and like some of those inserts, I'm like, ooh, I've had some of those thoughts a few months ago. And then it had me thinking, like, Sarah, why is it that, it's not exactly the same. Like, it was one point, like, so we talking about almost what, well, let's see, 10 years ago. And I was talking about like some of the stuff that I say now, but I was just like, man, I could really use a break in between all these lessons or challenges. And I'm like, it feels hard at times and this and that. And I caught myself a few months ago having that same thought, and I'm like, I was like, no, Sarah, it's not hard. It's not hard. And then it had me thinking, like, I felt like that then I had a moment where I was like feeling like I wasn't sure if I could do this or finish this project or whatever. And I had to stop myself and be like, no, it's not hard. Why are you using it? Like, it's like when you're healing, like, you really do become like one of your closest allies or your closest friends, like, where you have to check yourself constantly, like, why are you saying that it's hard? Like, the same thing you would do with a friend. Like, if you're a friend, like, being down or going through something, you want to encourage them, but you want them to snap out of it at the same time, right? So it's like being that gentle with myself and snapping myself out of it. But when I saw that, I thought about recently in the last few months, thinking that, like, man, this is is I found myself saying stuff like, I don't know, or I'm unsure. And then I'll put it down, like, tell myself certain things to get myself to, like, see if I can jump back in the groove of certain things. And then the word pattern came to mind. Sierra, what is the pattern? What is the pattern that you're noticing? What pattern keeps showing up in your life? Like, the project that I'm working on and other things that I'm pursuing right now, this isn't actually the first time I've thought about doing this. So we got to figure out, what is the pattern? Are you starting things and stopping at a certain point? Well, at what point do you stop? So this time when you meet that point again, you won't stop. So I guess I'm kind of encouraging whoever's watching this video, like, if you want to comment below and let me know what's something that you personally, like, are you noticing your patterns? Like, is it just me? Is this just a season I'm in? Because it could just be a seasonal thing, okay? I'm not trying to put this off on anybody, but again, this channel was part of me building community. Part of, if you don't have anybody to encourage you, you have at least one person. You have somebody else that's going through this life thing and trying to break the mold, trying to break the patterns, break the generational cycles, trying to become a better person, reach the highest version of self. Like, you have somebody else that's trying to do the same thing. And I just feel like that whole thing about if one or more are gathered in thy name, like, I do believe in God, y'all. If you don't, it's okay. But that's just where I am. I'm not one of those people where I want to convert you to anything, that I want you to believe anything other than what you believe. I'm okay with everybody having their own opinion, their own perspective. Because I'm also one of those people where I can take things from different religions or cultures and be like, ooh, overall for me, my perspective is that everybody's goal and whatever they believe is to just be a better person. Like, be the best person you can be. Like, you make a mistake, okay, maybe you shouldn't talk to people like that, or maybe you shouldn't treat people like that. If you do better, okay, great, you're changing. Like, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the pattern, like, what is the pattern? And, like, the verbiage, like, how long? You said it was hard 9-10 years ago. It's still hard? Is that still true? Or is it that, now I'm noticing, like, I'm adopting a better, more healthier mindset and stuff like that. But I'm very careful about what I say these days. I'm very careful about watching my thoughts. But I like to stay in balance, because I do feel like sometimes you're trying so hard to become something that, for one, you forget to appreciate who you are now and how far you've come. But also, too, sometimes we can get so hyper focused or hyper aware in the way of, like, we miss certain things. And sometimes, for me personally, what I use in order to snap myself back is gratitude. What am I grateful for right here, right now? And some of the things that I'm grateful for right here, right now, is not something tangible that I can touch. Some of those things are things that I can physically touch now, or just the growth and healing that I've gone through. But some of it is me affirming the things that I'm calling forth, right? So that helps me to snap back and put that feel-good energy with my intentions, the things that I'm setting out to do, that I'm actively taking action on, and also the parts of me that I'm affirming that I'm striving to become, right? But the patterns, like, what are some patterns that are showing up where if you are one of those people that like to journal or write, like, can you find an old journal or diary or something like that and see what you were writing before? Or maybe there's, like, I don't know, maybe even go through your pictures. Like, what were you screenshotting 10 years ago, 9-10 years ago? What was in your camera roll? What books did you buy 9-10 years ago? How has that changed? How has that evolved? So one is giving appreciation to the self, right? And I have to give credit to the Most High. I always do, because I don't know where I'd really be, because giving up was becoming an option for me throughout these last 10 years. it crossed my mind. I ain't gonna lie. It crossed my mind a few times. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. But there's something in my spirit that's like, it won't feel so good when you do it. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just stopping with that. It feels good, like when you see how much you've grown, how much you've overcome certain things, and then like, I don't know. And then, but it's really like mine. It's like, okay, and I know part of it with me trying to figure out what this pattern is. I know it's not just going to be like, it's going to take one meditation session, one prayer. Now it could or could not, but now it's like I know what I'm affirming that I want to release and let go of, whatever this pattern is. And it's like the more specific you can be, like with your intentions or what you're specifically letting go of, it's like it really is helping to break you free. There's an element of freedom and liberation that's coming forth as well. That's an opportunity, right? It's not just an outward opportunity. Sometimes these opportunities that people talk about, like there's opportunities all around. It's like there is another opportunity for me to break free of something else that may or may not be limiting me. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I just wanted to pop in and I want you to think about patterns. What patterns are repeating? What patterns are showing up, whether it be in your finances, in your relationships, and how you treat yourself, the relationship with yourself. Whatever it is for you, your goals. You know, you might have all the ingredients. You might be ambitious. You might be driven. You might be a hard worker. You may have excellent coping mechanisms for when life struggles or challenges approach. But do you fully believe it deep down? On a subconscious level, do you really believe it? Or are you waiting to see more evidence before you actually believe in yourself? I don't know. Enjoy the rest of you guys' day. It's gloomy and rain and snowing. Rain, snow, whatever that is. We got a rain-snow mix happening here. But it feels good to feel good, and to feel good is to feel God. So I'm with it. All right, I'll give it y'all some.